Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another 1 vs 1 StarCraft 2 replay casted by myself. My name is Axel, and I'm bringing you a game today in between EGStrifeCro starting at the 3 o'clock position of Shattered Temple, the Red Zerg player, and on the left side of this Shattered Temple map, I guess to say consistent, I'll call it the 845 position. We have the blue Terran player, EGDeMusliM, and this is game 2 between these two players. So if you have not seen game 1, go ahead and click that link at the bottom of the screen to take you back there, and so you can watch that, and then you can rejoin us. And now I'm assuming that those people who did click on that link are rejoining us now, so I'm going to say welcome back. Sorry for sending you off like that, and you haven't missed much. And now I'm just confusing myself. It's like Inception or something, but I'm just going to forget that thought and go ahead and cast this game. Again, EGDeMusliM, he's down 1-0. This is the MLG Columbus 2011. This is the winner's bracket, so definitely a pretty big deal. But remember, if EGDeMusliM loses here, he will get knocked to the loser's bracket. But that's the thing, it is double elimination, so he will have another chance. Of course, the loser's bracket, though, is incredibly hard to fight through. You have to go such a long way if you get eliminated this early in the tournament. So DeMusliM will be holding nothing back here, I would be sure. So forget any team camaraderie here. I would not be surprised if either of these players pulled out the most cheesy thing they could think of, because, well, honestly, if you play practice games with the same person over and over and over and over and over again, which I'm sure these two players have, you kind of get to know them like inside and out. I mean, you know their builds, blah blah blah, but that's what these two players are thinking, so I wouldn't be surprised for them to do completely out of the ordinary, something that neither of these players have been, I guess, looking at, have never seen before from each other. So definitely curious to see what happens this game. Looks like EGStrifeCro is putting down that early 15 hatchery. We saw this in the last game. Not too surprised by this, because he knows that his opponent is cross position for him, because keep in mind, this is the MLG version. That means the supply depots are on the bottom and you cannot spawn close position. And we saw EGStrifeCro's Overlord scout this way first, did not see his opponent there, so he knew that his opponent was a long way away from him. So definitely feeling safe to put down that early hatchery. So really curious to see whether DeMusliM decides to exploit this later hatchery with some early 2 racks or 3 racks play, but it doesn't look like it. He does have 1 gas down and a reactor coming on his barracks, so perhaps an early expansion from him. His minerals are getting up there, so definitely wants to keep up with the macro of his opponent, as we see 2 Marines chilling at this gas. But fool is on you. Is that the expression? What's the expression? Fool's on you. Joke's on you. What am I thinking? Joke's on you, EGStrifeCro. He actually does not need this gas because he is putting down a fast expansion, but it looks like StrifeCro will figure that out soon with his Overload. He just has to poke down a little bit, and he will see that going down. And back in StrifeCro's base, we have 2 Zerglings out pursuing his SCV back to his home base and not able to kill it. And it looks like StrifeCro is putting down a Spine Crawler either way, so maybe he hasn't seen this command center yet and is still scared about any aggression. But there we go. We do see that command center being built from the StrifeCro cam, so he definitely knows exactly what is up. Probably just putting that Spine Crawler just in general for good safety, like say there's a push in a little bit. Spine Crawlers are a good defensive unit and definitely help when any pushes come your way. We do have speed being researched for those Zerglings. That is at about 20%. And interestingly enough, these drones are still in gas. So StrifeCro not saving up too much money for that economy. And I'm kind of surprised he hasn't put any creep tumors down yet. It's always good to get that creep tumor down as fast as possible so you can connect your 2 bases and walk your queens back and forth. Back in DeMusliM base, we do have a factory going down. Pretty fast factory. Putting that on that reactor so you can get those Hellions 2 at a time. Definitely looking to do some harassment in the mid game here. I mean, I would call this a mid game now because both these players have their expansions down. That's how I define early game. The time before your expansion goes down. So actually, now that I think about it, is it still early game if you're on one base for like 30 minutes and both of you are just terrible, so you stay on one base for that long? I don't know. I'll let other people decide about that. But we do have 2 Hellions coming forward to the middle of the map. Do roast a Zergling, and the Spinecrawler is going to move forward just to reposition itself a little bit better, and it will poke at that Hellion, and those Hellions will have nothing to do with the Zerg's base. So back into Muslim's base, those 2 more Hellions were made and 1 more Hellion on the way. So I'm really interested to see how he transitions out of this. But as I say that, it looks like we have a medevac coming out of that starport. So maybe a drop, and he will pick up these Hellions and put them in the back here, and just to circumvent around those Spinecrawlers. He doesn't want to deal with those, and he can bring the Marines up there too. We'll have to see what he decides to do with this drop, or he'll try to do a 2-pronged attack, some 4 Hellions in the natural of EGStrifeCro, while the Marines at the same time will be harassing the main. We'll have to wait and see. I'm super excited to see what EGDeMusliM does. Of course, these 2 players are complete powerhouses of the game. I would say they are both in EG, and EG is it's a pretty good team. I mean, they have Idra in control, so definitely plenty of resources for these 2 players to practice, and these Hellions are darting around trying to find out what to do, and these Marines are going to be dropped up here. Will pick off this overload, it looks like, and I would expect these Hellions to be loaded up immediately and put down as well. And there we go, the Hellions are being loaded up there. So EGStrifeCro is going to have some trouble with this. I mean, he doesn't have a Spinecrawler in the main, and he only has Zerglings, and Hellions and Marines are really good against Zerglings. So these Zerglings are going to try to get a decent concave on these Marines and Hellions. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though, and no, it's not. So all those Zerglings die, and EGDeMusliM is left with plenty of Marines and Hellions. He is coming forward, probably will take out this Queen, and he will scout out this Spire that is on the way. So really good timing from EGDeMusliM, exploiting that terrain. Some impressive medevac play right here, and he may take out that Spire. He's trying to focus it down. These Zerglings do come forward, trying to disrupt this harass, and these Hellions are getting so many kills. 4 and I didn't see the kills on that last one, but this drop definitely paying for itself from EGDeMusliM, doing so much damage with these Marines and Hellions, and these Marines are still alive. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your heroes of the day. Wow, they just refuse to die. Of course, this medevac is definitely helping out a lot with that, healing those up, but that medevac is now out of energy. And we'll probably want to get out of there before those Mutalisks get out. And we do have 2 Mutalisks on the way. And this Queen could kill. Oh, wow. He drops the Marines to kill the Queen. Really good heads-up play by EGDeMusliM, seeing how low that Queen was on health and making sure to take that out before evacuating the main of EGStrifeCro. But it doesn't look like he'll get away, because some Mutalisks are right here and should be able to deal with this medevac. But the Marines do focus down that Mutalisk, and the medevac's going to try to get away. He's going to re-drop on the low ground to get away from the Zerglings, and these Marines are going to try to do as much damage as possible before getting killed. And wow, EGDeMusliM with some awesome harassment early in this game. Actually, am I calling this the mid game or the early game? I don't know, guys. Just bear with me on that. Who cares though, right? The bottom line is EGDeMusliM doing some extremely good harassment there, and it looks like StrifeCro has similar thoughts. He wants to get some harassment done on his own. He realizes that EGDeMusliM did a lot of damage there, and StrifeCro definitely wants to get back into this game. So targeting down SCVs, he started to target down the SCV that was building the engineering bay, because if the engineering bay is not completed, you can't build turrets, and turrets are really good against Mutos. But it looks like EGDeMusliM is completely comfortable with those Marines dealing with this Mutos, and it looks like we will have a temporary break in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the income tab and see what has happened. And it looks like, wow, EGDeMusliM way ahead. Actually, a decent amount ahead in that harvest count, 46-40. But again, you have to take into consideration those mules that come from those orbital commands that definitely boost the economy of EGDeMusliM that much higher than his opponent EGStrifeCro. And StrifeCro finds himself down in supply, 90-54. So definitely on his back foot in this game so far. We do have an Evo chamber coming down for EGStrifeCro. So definitely, and a Baneling nest, researching that Baneling suite. So definitely looking to go Zergling, Baneling, Muta, pretty standard unit composition in Zerg versus Terran. You'll see it a lot. I've seen a lot of players actually recently do some infestor play rather than the Mutos. They'll just skip that Muto play and go straight for the infestors, use that fungal growth to destroy those Marines, and that is oh so fun to watch. But you know what else is fun to watch? Banelings exploding into a Marine army, and it looks like that will probably happen in this game. So I am super excited, but it looks like EGDeMusliM has decided it's time to push. He does not want to give StrifeCro a chance to build his army up and is attacking. And honestly, StrifeCro only has 6 Mutos in production. Let's look at the units tab. He only has 5 Zerglings on the ground, 7 now, so definitely trying to produce those units as fast as possible, making 7 Banelings, it looks like, along with 9 Mutas. I'm not sure if this will be enough to deal with this push from EGDeMusliM. So EGDeMusliM definitely trying to take the win right here. He does that. He is at 121 food to the 76 of StrifeCro, scanning ahead, looking to see what he has in store for him, and honestly does not see a lot, so he has to be feeling pretty good about his chances here. But what is that sound? It is the sound of morphing in Banelings, so we'll have to see if StrifeCro can do enough damage with these Banelings to get himself back into this game, but honestly, it doesn't look this good. These Marines are charging forward, taking down that Evo chamber before the research is able to be completed, and these Mutos are poking around, trying to find a place to engage, and these Banelings are biding their times with their drone friends, having a little conversation before they make their suicide run into the Terran army, and this does not look good for EGStrifeCro. EGDeMusliM has such a good contain here with those 3 tanks, and these Marines are going to step forward, and it looks like StrifeCro might have decided it's time. Here he goes with the Banelings. EGDeMusliM is running back and was trying to get away from these Banelings, and these tanks will blow up all of those Banelings, so really good micro from EGDeMusliM, cleaning up every single one of those Banelings, all the Mutos, and all the Zerglings, and StrifeCro is forced to GG. Ladies and gentlemen, the series is tied 1-1. We're going to go to Game 3, so join me there. I'm putting the link at the bottom of the screen. See you there without any delay. I want to get casting this next game. Thanks for watching.